Very interesting to hear your thoughts, both of you. Georgia Clark and Brendan Walsh, thanks very much indeed. Talking there about young people, let's head to one of those now, a trainee Catholic priest, Makir Ahmed, who joins me also. So we know that amongst the young, Pope Francis had what was described as a good brand, you know, green issues, the environment, you know, some of the interfaith elements, the poor, the marginalised in society. You know, what for you inspired you to join the church, and what did Pope Francis mean to you?
I mean, what inspired me to join the church is, well, to join the mission to save souls. You know, that is fundamentally the church's goal. And Pope Francis, you know, he encapsulates that so well. There's a story of when he was made bishop in Buenos Aires. He looked after some of the poorest parts of the regions, in some of the favelas, and there were gangsters who were threatening to kill his priests. And Pope Francis went down there and just walked amongst the people, spoke to them, spent the day there. Actions like that, you know, that sometimes speaks louder than words. And that's something that I aspire to, something that I'd love to, God willing, if I'm called to the priesthood, to do.
Mm. Well, there is that irony slightly, isn't there, that Pope Francis was amongst the oldest to begin his papacy in 2013. He was, you know, well into his 70s. And yet this high level of popularity amongst the young, it drove possibly more people to the Catholic Church. Numbers went up during his papacy. So what is it, do you think, that attracts what he did to young people?
Specifically, to be honest, he does exactly what St. Peter did, what John Paul II did, what Benedict XVI did. He proclaimed the good news. What I mean by that is that, you know, Jesus has come down, he has died for us. God was made man and died for us. But then on that level is how he's communicated this. He's sort of the first pope in this really social media era, and he's been experimenting. Don't get me wrong, sometimes he made mistakes with it, but he's really hit it sometimes with young people, and he's got them inspired. When you're able to communicate to the youngest person who's dealing with depression or an anxiety, and you say that God is here, Jesus is specifically with you, he adores you and he wants to, you know, make you who you are. I mean, how can you not hear that and then not be inspired?
We know that he also diversified the College of Cardinals with an eye on the global south, making the church globally more inclusive, if I can put it that way. Are you concerned about who might be the next pope? Do you have in mind the direction that you would like the Catholic faith to travel in?
There's this old saying where, you know, humans make plans and God laughs. You know, of course, in the back of my mind, I think, you know, who could it be? Oh, I like this way this person thinks or does things. But in the end, it is down to the Holy Spirit. You know, the Holy Spirit works through us flawed human beings. And if we look at the church too politically, like sometimes it can be depicted, then it just becomes this almost like presidential election, but it's more than that. You know, the Holy Spirit is coming down to give us a pastor, a shepherd of the people. And that's what I want. I want someone who is holy, who is fully given themselves to Christ and to the church, as Pope Francis did. That is the key things. All the other issues that might come up and things that changes, okay, fair, that's there. But someone who is going to get people to heaven, who's going to inspire people, that's what we want, period.
Well, the Vatican has called him the Pope of Mercy. How would you describe him, just quickly?
Papa, just Papa, the inspirer. Yeah.
Makir Ahmed, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. A trainee Catholic priest there.